Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your bonus reading. We're going to take a look at what your next step should be between now and the end of the year. You have this peace card and this dystopia card. Wow, those are two total opposites right there. But, again, I feel some of you could be bringing peace to a situation here. Let's see. Or you're at least hoping to, correct a certain things in your life. I don't think this has to be like one thing or another. But I kind of feel it's like your whole life that you're trying to bring more peace into it, or you're trying to heal with this Three of Swords. We'll have to see what comes up. But again, I think, really things are not exactly as you want them to be with that dystopia card. You're hoping to bring more peace into your life. I feel like you're hoping for more excitement, more adventure as well with that Knight of Wands. Just in kind of like intuitively, I feel like that Knight of Wands, and yeah, now you have the Page of Wands. That Knight of Wands is saying you want more adventure, or, and what I mean by that is, like, if you're living every day and every day is the same, I feel you're hoping that you can mix things up. It's like you want to change your story, or you want to have a much more exciting story that is your life. And, again, I think it's a great time to focus on that. I always say with all the energy in Taurus, Uranus, and also Jupiter, I think it's a great time to change your story. Neptune in Pisces with Saturn in Pisces, amazing time to kind of change your story, the things that you say about yourself, or even just the day-to-day, your day-to-day existence. You could be wanting things to be a little bit more exciting, but I feel like you have to make them more exciting. And that's really what I'm getting on this Knight of Wands. I'm not even getting anything like traditional on the Knight of Wands. I'm not getting anything that it would normally represent other than maybe you being more spontaneous, or needing to allow yourself to be more spontaneous in your life. You even go this way down to the Ace of Cups, to the King of Cups. So there, you could be hoping for love, but it's like you could also be healing from something right here. We'll have to take a look at that. So, that could be a major focus for you between now and the end of the year as well. You have the Eight of Pentacles. I forgot to say each one of these rows is going to represent something different. This is what's coming in for you. And you have the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel a lot of work, or you are very focused on work. You have two cards that basically say the same thing in your next row. Your next row is the row that does represent your next steps that you should be taking. One says continue, the other one says stay the course. Literally, basically the same thing. So I feel for a lot of you, this is saying, like, whatever you're working on, keep doing what you're doing. You're very close. I would be trying to focus on improvements or changes that you could make to what you're doing as well. I think it's a great time for experimentation, as I always say, especially for Aquarius, especially when we get to 2024. I think it's November of 2024 when Pluto will officially enter into Aquarius. So, to stay, basically. And, I think it's an amazing time for you to experiment, but also to put work into, like, one thing. And I do feel that the readings have really been talking about focus as well. It seems to me like the energy has been very scattered for a long time. And now I feel like the universe is trying to get people to funnel their energy into one thing, focus it so it becomes more powerful, more potent, all this other stuff. So great time to focus on, especially if you have a focus, something that you want to do in your life. I think it's a great time to do it. You have the Three of Cups, which is a celebration, happiness, good things coming in for you. Three of Cups could also represent your community as well. And again, with your astrology, with everyone's astrology, I always say teamwork makes the dream work. So anything that you're working on, could be anything. I think getting people to help you, working together with other people, inspiring other people, all that stuff is going to just be spiritually very, very powerful for you in general. Let's see. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Strength card. You've been very patient. Leo is your opposite sign as well. So, I feel a lot of you could be kind of like working a lot. You could be working a lot with energies of, like, bravery, needing to be brave, needing to be confident. The Knight of Wands is confident. He's, like, very spontaneous. He comes up with an idea. He tries it out. He's willing to be a builder as well. I think that's a thing that always stands out to me about the Knight of Wands. He doesn't really care. We're talking about you working with his energy. He doesn't really care how he does something. He's willing. It doesn't matter what's going on around him, which we also see right here, the King of Cups. And that's the energy that's standing out to me. And look, this lady here, she's in the middle of the ocean. I'll actually show you that in just a minute. But it's like she looks very brave, very kind of certain and sure of herself. And, I feel like being in that energy would be very beneficial for you, even if you have to fake it. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Empress. Pretty crazy. A lot of people have been getting the Empress, so clearly it's a time of abundance. I also don't think we are just going to get abundance right now. We have to work for it. But if you do work for it, I do feel that there could be a lot of abundance or opportunities for you to increase your abundance right now. So love it. With the Three of Cups, you have the Two of Cups. Yes, this could be love coming in for you here. You do have the Seven of Swords, which is a blockage, and we're going to look at that. I do feel there could be new love coming in for you. This could be a heartbreak from a past situation, and that could be the blockage is, a heartbreaking, someone in the past cheated on you or stole from you or whatever. With the Seven of Swords, it could make it hard to trust a new person. But again, your solution is the Justice card, which is cause and effect. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. Next, in the area of what your next step should be, you have this Continue card and you have this Stay the Course card. This is the Manifesting Your Greatness Oracle by Amy Chase. I love this deck. And, look at that lady at the front of that boat. She's just like charging forward. She's continuing forward. And I feel like you need to do that. There's this fish right here, and fish kind of represent having small wins or needing to create small wins. So if you're having a hard time motivating yourself, I feel doing something tiny, making something small happen and then going from there would be a really, really good idea. So any small wins you could have would be great. You have the Three of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Three of Swords, definitely some sort of heartbreak that you could have experienced. This could also just be a healing in general. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be anything. It could be a bunch of things. It could be one thing. But I do feel there is a healing that is going on here. Even the Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing. But really, personally, I consider the Seven of Swords as a good card. It's a card of tactics. But it is showing up in the area of your blockages. What I would say is, outside of love, the Seven of Swords, as far as a blockage is concerned, can represent taking things too seriously. He has these polka dots on his cloak, and the polka dots in the tarot kind of say that you need to be more playful or not take things too seriously and kind of like loosen up the energy. And if you do that, you could set yourself free there. You have the Ace of Cups. Again, I do feel like there could be love coming in for you. We're going to have to see. It's like, it's not standing out to me as, a love reading, but again, that could change in a minute. The Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing. Funny enough, you have that Peace card. And the Ace of Cups is all about peace. So I would say, like, what brings you peace? Can you do more of those things that, bring you peace, happiness, joy, all that other good stuff? Can you do more activities in your day that, bring you happiness? That's what I'd be focusing on here. You do have the Queen of Pentacles, so I kind of have this message popping into my head with the Queen of Pentacles for you, Aquarius, that she's like saying that your focus seems to be on resources, or it's like something. It's like I'm almost seeing your brain, and it's like your brain, I feel, is like 90% focused on resources, right? Like could be money, paying your bills, getting more money. So it almost seems to me like you gathering resources could be something that's taking up a lot of brain space right now. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If I'm being honest, I mean, going this way, it actually looks pretty good. Even going this way, it looks pretty good. It says you're going this way. It says that you're being patient. Maybe you're stacking your cash, or you're just trying to stack as much money as you can, or you're trying to save money, or it doesn't even have to be money as a resource. It could be your time or your effort. Even this way, going this way here, the Justice card is creating balance. So, is it a bad thing that you're focusing on mostly resources and nothing else? Probably not. Let's see. That could be a bad thing sometimes, but in this situation, maybe not. With the Three of Swords, you have the Hermit. Something hidden is going on here, I feel. So this could be a truth coming out. I feel like your last reading, I said something very similar. The Hermit is hiding something, and he's hiding his star in his lantern. So, a lot of you could be needing to reveal some sort of truth, but it's not like a bad truth. It could be a talent, gift, skill, or ability that you have. Again, the thing about the Hermit is he's climbed to the top of the mountain. He's earned a right to shine that star, that inner light all over the place that he's normally got in the lantern. So, for a lot of you, I feel like you need to set yourself free. He's also frozen at the top of that mountain. He could easily put that lantern down by his feet, and he would also set himself free. So it kind of says that he needs to use the things he's learned to move forward in life, and I feel a lot of you need to do that. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Page of Swords here. It's like, do you even know what makes you happy is what I would say. Some people don't, right? So I think it would be a great time to explore, to try to find things that cause you to overflow, that bring you happiness. As always with you, Aquarius, I mean, I think one of your biggest lessons over the past few years, and for like a couple more years to come, is to not listen to anyone else. I think you need to listen to yourself above all else. And this shows up in your astrology, shows up in your readings as well. So anything again, I feel if you're feeling confused or not sure what to do, it's like actually you probably know exactly what to do in your life. And look, it can't even focus. But, the problem is what other people are telling you is right or wrong. So I feel like you need to listen to yourself, and maybe even wanting to make decisions could be hard for you because you have this card that says wanting to be saved or waiting to be saved. And that is showing up in the area of your blockages. And we're going to talk about not just blockages, but also solutions with this row. So again, you could be like wanting someone to tell you what to do, but really the secret is that you have to experiment and try new things, and you have to take risks, and you also have to not be afraid to ask for help as well. So, the Seven of Swords, he can't carry all these swords. He still has 2 swords behind him here. And he's also doing something very delicately. He's holding those swords by their tips, which is very dangerous. Don't run with swords by their tips. Very bad idea. And, so he's doing it in a bad way. There's probably a better way for him to do this. And, this could say, well, actually, there are people who could save you. There are people who could help, progress you in life or get you forward or help you with your resources or love or whatever it is. But you have to be willing to ask. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, like I said, I kind of feel like the Queen of Pentacles, even though it seems just intuitively to me in your reading, it seems like a dominant energy. I feel like it's something that you are thinking a lot about. I think that it's also something that will make you very successful. So I'm not too worried about you just only focusing on, resources if that's what you're doing, if you're trying to come up with ways to make more money or whatever. I also feel that things could just be turning around for you as far as your abundance is concerned. So, I really like to see that. Next in your blockages, but we're also going to look at solutions here. You have this card that says relying on luck. It says counting on luck, Wheel of Fortune, for your success instead of making your own luck, which again, I feel is what you need to do is make your own luck. How do you make your own luck? The stay the course card with the fish on it, small wins. Again, we have to go have experiences. We have to go put ourselves in positions to get lucky in the first place. So, it's like, in love, for example, it's like you're not going to find someone sitting on your couch just magically appear next to you, right? So go out, go do things, put yourself in situations where love can happen. That's how you get lucky, right? Literally and figuratively as well. So I feel like you need to do that. If you're not swinging the bat in your business and trying to have home runs, you're not going to get lucky. So there you go. You have this waiting to be saved. Others may help you, but you are still, what does it say? But it's still on you to generate your own success. Yes. Again, it's all on you. I do feel like there is pressure on you to ask for help or, go learn from other people or whatever the case may be. You have the Seven of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the King of Cups here. Again, I do feel like some of you could have dealt with a liar, cheater, stealer situation in love. For others, I feel this is a card of tactics, like I said, and I feel you need to be more tactical or come up with other ways of doing things for more success. I also feel like you need to listen to the Page of Wands. It's blowing my mind. Every single person has had the Page of Wands. We are in a time of enthusiasm. If you're not excited and enthusiastic about the things that you're doing, you are going to have a really hard time doing them. I think this is true for everyone. I think that if you are not excited to do what you're doing, it's probably going to be like 10 of Wands, struggle, feeling like you're on a hamster wheel, feeling like you can't change your day. The good news kind of about this is if you feel this way, if you're feeling pressure, this pressure is probably the thing that is going to create the positive change. So, while on one hand, the pressure could suck because maybe you're like, I hate my job and I don't want to be here, but I'm also can't find a new job. It's like eventually you're probably going to find something that's going to work really well for you. So, don't be afraid to, follow your excitement and your enthusiasm. With the King of Cups, I feel like you need to, again, deep ocean. He has very deep emotions. You have that stay the course card. She is also in choppy waters. But she is brave, I feel like you are brave and you're not afraid to kind of go on this adventure. So I feel it's time for you to step into the unknown. I also feel that the King of Cups has very strong control over his emotions. So your emotions, on one hand, could be getting in the way. On the other hand, if you could explore your emotions, like how you feel about things, right? Not how other people tell you should feel about things, then you will not make the wrong decision. I think the time, especially for Aquarius, I think the times where you make the wrong choice, it's because you didn't do like what you felt you should do. And you might be saying, well, I was confused about what I was feeling, or I didn't know. It's like, no, you actually know. Other people confused you, is what I would say. So maybe you need to take some time for yourself, meditate, journal about your future life and things like that. Again, one of my favorite things to do is journal about the future, like scripting kind of, but just saying what you think your future life should be, right? You don't have to attach any meaning to it or anything like that, but, again, if you do it enough, you start to, see things maybe about yourself, or you start to discover things about, like, what you actually want your future to look like. So, again, all those things might be very good for you. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Four of Pentacles, holding on too tight to the best. Something has a hold over you here. I feel like that you could be holding on to something in your life in general. It could be anything. And so, again, I feel it is time of release, and we have these eclipses coming up in October. So, again, it's like we had that last set of eclipses, and now we're having this final set of eclipses to end the Taurus-Scorpio cycle. And, what I would say here is a great time to, be flexible, look at things that you need to release, and to just release those things. It's like you could do it now or in October, but, if you do it now, it'll just happen faster. With the Page of Wands, you have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is moving on to calmer shores as well, because she has choppy waters in between her. She's also trying to choose this or that. I'm wondering if you're trying to make two sides happy here, Aquarius. It's like, but when are you going to make yourself happy is the question that I have. So, I feel like this is saying you can't think this or that. You have to go to that third island, that third place that is behind her on a traditional Two of Swords card. Like she's trying to, it's a card of being stuck in a stalemate, which is basically what I've been talking about. But again, I feel like you need to stop trying to do that, right? With the King of Cups, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is a card of boundaries, and it's a card of not giving up. So I do feel you need to keep pushing. Also, my card of experimentation, and we were kind of talking about this with the Eight of Pentacles. I do feel if you don't know what to do with your life in general, very general reading, I would say, too, that the Nine of Wands says, well, you have to go have experiences to know what you want to do. People always leave me comments. They're like, oh, I don't know what my purpose is, and I don't even know like what I enjoy doing. I'm like, well, literally, number one, that's not true, probably. Number two, then you just have to go do something. Go do something you think you might enjoy and see what happens. If you enjoy it, keep going. If you don't, try something else. And literally, I feel maybe you have to start small for some of you, but for others, again, I feel you just have to experiment. At the end here, for your advice from your future self and your guides, you have the Snow card. It says silence. Exactly what I say. Basically, I feel like you need to sit in silence with that King of Cups. I feel like you need to listen to your own heart. You have this Adams card. It says building on it. You're like building for your future. Again, I feel you're building on increasing your resources, making more money, kind of like doing new things with your life. And that's really what I feel here. You have the Justice card, the High Priestess, and the Strength card. The Justice card is probably the best thing to pay attention to. Justice is cause and effect. It says, if you put energy into something, what do you get out of that situation? So I feel you really need to pay attention to cause and effect. You also have the High Priestess. I feel like you need to trust your intuition here for sure. I think visualizing would be a good idea for you as well. She has these 3 stages of the moon on her crown. And it says that she kind of sees the beginning, middle, and end of any situation before she enters into it. But she's like visualizing her future. So again, visualization would be good for you. You have the Strength card. I feel like you've been very patient. It's like the universe knows you've been patient. You have the Strength card twice showing up here, Aquarius. So let's see where this is going for you. With the Justice card, you have the Eight of Wands. Quick success. I feel, watch your words as well. It's like the things we say with the Eight of Wands manifest very quickly. So, I would keep an eye on your words. With the High Priestess, you have the Four Cups. Love it. 4 cups. I love this 4 cups from the White Sage Tarot. You can see those 3 cups pouring into 1 cup. So I feel you could be getting into a very fulfilling situation. We also saw this over here with the Ace of Cups, but, I don't think this is a person necessarily. I think this is you learning what fulfills yourself, learning what, it's like, I almost feel like you need to quiet your mind, like that Silence card says, because I feel you need some quiet time so that you can think and process. It's like you need quiet time so you can think and process some information, so that you can figure out what fulfills you in the first place, right? With the Strength card, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It says, when you know that you know, that something will be successful, then it will be successful. So, I feel like practicing beliefs would be a good idea. It can also represent boundaries, and we do see something about boundaries right here. So either you need to set boundaries, or you could be dealing with a person who's setting boundaries, who knows? But there you go. We're going to pull 5 main themes now, and I'm using Mega Deck over here, so let's see what is going on for you. You have this whaling tree. It says reconciliations on it. It says reconciliations with an S at the end. So I kind of feel that for a lot of you, you could be reconciling a lot, not as in with just people, but, it's like you're processing information, the reconciliations with an S. It's kind of like you are reconciling with the universe. It's like you're correcting past karma. You could be clearing things up with people in your life. They could be clearing things up with you. I see a lot of this, but not just love. Again, all areas of your life. I kind of feel for you, just based off your astrology, it wouldn't surprise me if you've had a lot of experiences like over the past couple of years where you've, where things have happened with people in your life, all people you work with, people you run into, people you don't know, all this stuff, right? And it's probably brought up a lot of personal stuff, but, again, it looks to me like I actually feel good about that card because it's like you're coming to the end of the cycle. You have this smoky mirror card. This has to do with your identity is what I'm getting intuitively. I feel you are trying to, it's like you're trying to see how you want to appear to people in the future. I know that's weird, but, I kind of feel like you're getting very clear on like the type of person you want to be or how you want people to see you, which is good. Then you can commit to it, make it happen. You have the 9 of Cups, which is, of course, wish fulfillment. So I do feel, I would say, make a wish at this time. You have this arrow card right here. I would be very focused. Again, every single person has had something like this about like really needing to narrow in your focus, especially like in work or business as well. Instead of being scattered and spread all over the place, it's like, can you stick to a plan, or what plan can you stick to is what's popping into my head, especially for those of you that are trying to make money. But this goes for other areas of your life as well. It's like, what can you commit to? I think sometimes people try, it's like they think they have to be all in on something, but it's like, maybe you can't be all in on something. Maybe you can only do a certain percentage, right? It's like, I think people, if they're trying to get healthy, for example, a lot of people burn out, right? Because they try some crazy ass diet and then they also try some crazy ass exercise routine. But it's like, can you go like just halfway, eat and start there and then work your way up? It's like, we don't have to like be perfect to start, and that's kind of like what I'm getting here is it would be better, anything that you're trying to do would be better to just get started and have those small wins, like I was saying, than it would be to be perfect. You have the 5 of Pentacles here. 5 of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. So I feel it is a time for you to focus on your strengths. You have the strength card twice in this reading. A pretty interesting reading here, Aquarius. I have to say, I feel like you're working on who you are is really what it is. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.